Yo, 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 what's good? Welcome back to another episode of The Perspective. I am your host, Brooklyn 80s, back with another good episode here for you guys today. Today, I want to touch on the remarks Cheryl Miller made about Caitlin Clark. But before I do that, let me say shout out to all my supporters, subscribers. Shout out to everybody who's been hitting the like button. Holla at me in the comments. You already know I'm going to talk back. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the road to 500. Please hit that subscribe button. I talk women's basketball. If that's something you into, you in the right place. And with that said, with no further ado, let's get into it. Cheryl Miller was recently on the All the Smoke podcast. Shout out to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. And they was talking a little bit about women's basketball. Asked Cheryl Miller about what it was like coaching Caitlin Clark. And this is what she had to say.
You recently coached the Wnba All-Star game. You spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best
ever.
coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlin Clark, how was the experience for her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is and how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my
Skin.
color.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised.
Mm-hmm.
And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Mm-hmm. Confident.
And I love that about her.
Okay, that was Cheryl Miller. And she was basically saying she could relate to Caitlin Clark and what Caitlin Clark goes to as far as the word she used was being despised. And a lot of people, I think, misinterpreted what Cheryl Miller was saying because she used the word hatred and she was talking about the color of her skin. I think what Cheryl Miller was alluding to, though, when she said that was because Cheryl Miller is a black woman and because Cheryl Miller have experienced hate before in her life, she could understand what that's like because she's experienced that. I think she was saying she can't really relate or understand what Caitlin Clark is going through as far as being the number one person right now in the sport and people despising her for that. So I think she was like comparing the two to try to make a point. I don't think she was necessarily saying people are hating on Caitlin Clark because of the color of Caitlin Clark's skin, right? That's how I interpret it. If she was, and it is people out there doing that, then, that's corny. That's corny, hating on anybody for the color of their skin. And Caitlin Clark doesn't deserve that. But I don't think that's what she was saying. Like I said, I think she was saying more so of I could relate as a black woman going through what I've went through, something like that. But she was saying I can't relate to what Caitlin Clark goes through of being the number one person in the sport and having to deal with people feeling like you don't deserve to be that person. I think that's what she was getting at. So with all that said, I agree with Cheryl Miller. I don't think that Caitlin Clark deserves to be despised, in Cheryl Miller words, for being the face of the league, right? I think Caitlin Clark, what she's done throughout college and now in her, her rookie season in the WNBA, I think she deserves everything that she gets. Outside of the overhypeness, the stuff that the media is going to put on you, and that don't have nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. That's just an athlete. Like, I don't feel like no athlete should be overhyped. I don't come from the school of everybody gets a trophy. You get what I'm saying? I come from the school of you earn what you get. So I don't like overhypeness on no athlete. So outside of overhypeness, I think everything Caitlin Clark gets, she deserves. And I think people should accept that and respect that and not be upset with Caitlin Clark because anything she receives, she's the one, she's the reason. It's been other great plays before Caitlyn, right? Unfortunately, NIL happened when NIL happened, and people started viewing when people started viewing, and they really cared about that national game between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and it drove the viewership in college basketball, and that translated over to the W. That's not Caitlin Clark's fault. It's not anybody's fault. It just happened when it happened. So despising her because she's in the position she's in, if anybody is doing that, I think is corny. But with that said, though, I don't personally feel like that. I don't despise Caitlin Clark for anything she gets, and nobody that I know personally in my circles despises Caitlin Clark, and nobody I haven't seen anybody doing it. So I'm speaking to, if it's happening out there, that's corny, and whoever you are, you probably should, find a new hobby than to be hating on this woman for lifting this game up. But anybody in my personal circle and anybody I know, and like I said, me personally, that's never our angle with Caitlin Clark. We all appreciate what Caitlin Clark does for the game, and we critique Caitlin Clark is strictly on basketball, but it's no hatred, it's no despising, it's none of that from anybody from my circle or from me personally. Like I said, I appreciate what Caitlin Clark brings to the game. And the brighter Caitlin Clark star is, the better for everybody else. The more light is going to shine on everybody else. So, I wish nothing but good things for Caitlin Clark. And I also want to say, shout out to Caitlin Clark, because I think that everything Caitlin Clark's been doing since she's been having this media attention, even before she had the media attention, everything she's been doing since she's been in college up until now, I think she's been making all the right moves, right? She's been saying the right thing. She's done the right thing. She has done nothing but uplift and help the game of women's basketball. So shout out to Caitlin Clark, man. Much respect to Caitlin Clark. But with that said, that's the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like I said, if you want to hear more content like this, fair, unbiased content, definitely holler at me in the comments. Definitely hit the like button. Definitely subscribe. Y'all want to donate to the channel, you can definitely hit the Zelle or the Cash App. Both are available to you. And like I always say, man, thanks for watching and God bless.